Okay, great walls. You are dealing with trig in 3 dimensions. This is what you wanted us to look at. So let's just have a look at this question quickly. This figure is a birthday card. They give the dimensions there 24, 5, 18, 5. They show where those are 105. They show where that is. There's all of the information on our picture. Let's see. We need to calculate the length of PR. So where is PR on our picture? PR is this length over there. So this is a chord, right? So what that means is this side and this side are going to equal to the same thing. Okay, it's going to be symmetrical. Also being a chord, we know that's going to be a 90. That's a 90. So there's like a bunch of 90s everywhere. Okay, great. Okay, so obviously since we said already it's symmetrical, we want this length PR, but it will be the same. It will be equal to PT. So we can find PT, and in finding PT we found PR. Also we mentioned that this is 90 over here, so I'm hoping that we see it. But over here we have a right angle triangle. That's the first triangle we're going to work in, and in our right angle triangle we are given this length. We need to find this length. Okay, so let's do some quick math. That is right angle triangle. We have two lengths, we need the third length, so we can use Pythagoras. Great. So we'll say PT, and PT will equal to, so that's going to be the square root, right? So we want the long side, so it's going to be the 18 comma 5. That needs to be 18 comma 5, that needs to be squared, and we're going to add, because we're trying to find the hypotenuse, the 24 comma 5, which is also going to get squared. Okay, so we put all of that in our calculator. Calculator tells us answer is 30,7, and we're dealing with centimeters, so don't forget to write your unit. So we found PT, but we can also say that PR, which is actually what you wanted, PR is the same, is equal to PT, which is our 30,7 centimeters. Great. What do they want next? Next they want RT. Okay, so let's look at a picture. RT is this one over here. Okay, so we have, let's see, what do we have? Okay, let's maybe clean our picture up a bit. Okay, so the next triangle that we're going to work in, we want RT. Again, this is a chord, so this length is the same as this length over here. Okay, so this is going to be, both of them are going to be 18,5. Similarly, this one is the same as that one, so all of those are 18,5. So at the bottom we have triangle RQT, and we have the 18,5 on both sides. We have the Q, which is 105, that angle over there. So it's an angle between two sides. We should know that that will be our cos rule. Okay, so let's go with that. So we'll say RT squared is going to equal to, okay, let's just put our values in. 18,5, it's going to be 18,5 squared plus, right, remember we mentioned that these two sides are the same, so the other one's also 18,5 plus 18,5, that must be squared, minus 2, 18,5 times another 18,5 times cos of our angle, and our angle is the 105. Great. So all of this is going to be calculator work. Put all of that in your calculator, and the calculator will say 861 comma 661 and a lot of other values. I'm not going to round that off yet. I'm first going to square both sides. So this is RT squared, so I'm going to square both sides. So this will tell me that RT will equal to 29,35, and remember that we are dealing with centimeters, right? That's a 5. Okay, great. So we've done that part of the question. Next, let's see what are they asking us for. Next, they want us to find angle P. Let's clean up this quickly. Let's clean it up. Right. So we are now trying to find RPT. So this is the angle up here that we are trying to find. We have found PT and PR, and now we found TR. So we have this dimension, we have this dimension, we have this dimension. So we have 3 dimensions in our triangle, and now we are trying to find this angle over here. So again, that is going to be our cos rule. Okay, so let's go and fill all of our values in. Okay, so we will say RT again, RT squared this time. Is going to equal to, let's just go look at our picture again quickly. So we're going to say RT squared is going to equal to PR squared plus PT squared minus PR and PT, and then we're going to have cos of our angle P. Okay, let's go put all of that into our formula. RT squared, PT, we said that was 30,7. That's going to be squared plus another 30,7. Remember, they are the same. Squared minus 2, 30,7 times 30,7 times cos of our angle P that we want to find. Okay, we do know RT's value, so let's go replace RT is 29,35. Let's maybe just take this out here. RT is 29,35 squared. Right, great. So we need to get angle P all on its own. So let's get rid of these two first. So we'll take them and subtract them on both sides. So we'll have the 29,35 squared minus, I'm going to say 230,7 squared, right? On my right hand side, we are left with a 2, negative 2, and that is 30,7. That is also squared, and we have the cos angle P. Right, so one cos of angle P alone, so let's divide both sides with our minus 2 30,7 squared so that they can cancel, but we need to do it on both sides. So minus 2 30,7 squared. Okay, so we are left with cos of angle P. Put all of that in our calculator and we end up with 0,543 and a lot of other stuff. I'm going to keep all of that. I'll only round off at my very end. So now I need to get rid of cos, so we'll do the arc cos. So we'll say angle P is equal to arc cos of the 0,543, that whole value that we've kept, and the calculator says angle P is 57,11 degrees. Right? So that's how we will deal with that question. Okay, just make sure when you deal with a question like this that you know which triangle you're working in. Okay, so let's just look back at this quickly before we end. Clear all of this. There's many different triangles. So for example, we started working in this triangle PTU. Okay, so that was the first triangle that we worked in, and then I think we worked in this triangle over here, RQT, and lastly we dealt with this triangle over there. So make sure that you realize that there's like more than one triangle. There's a bunch of triangles to work in, and you will choose which triangle you want to work in based on the information that you have. For example, this triangle here, I have two sides and I have this right angle, the 90 degrees. So there's three things I know in that triangle, so I can work with that. But if I maybe looked at this triangle over here, I don't have any info. Well, okay, we could say that these are the same and these are the same, right? But before we know that, we don't have much information in that triangle. So I wouldn't want to work in this triangle because there's no information there. So you will decide where you're going to work on what information you have, right? And as you find information in one triangle, it will lead you into information in a second triangle. And that's how we basically work through this question.